So what we're going to work on now is the X3-8. I'll let you read through that problem. We're making an adjusting entry to this one here. And so what it'll affect, as you can see, is your revenues. This is on page 134. Okay, let me read through the question here. The balance in the unearned fees account before adjustment at the end of the year is $37,500. So before that, it's $37,500. Journalize the adjusting entry required if the amount of unearned fees at the end of the year is $12,300. So basically, what I'm going to do is my fees earned is 12. Take this original amount minus that. So what I'm going to do is I need to reduce my unearned fees, right? So what do I do to reduce that? If it's a credit balance, what do I do? Debit. So I'm going to do the opposite of that. So unearned fees, and then I will have fees earned. This is what I've earned. So how much is that? The difference there? Looks like
25,000.
yeah, 25.2. That's what you should have. Questions? How we came up with that? So basically what we're doing is we're taking away that unearned fees because now we've earned them. So now we must allocate them to the earned fees. And so that's why we have $25,200 in the fees earned. All right, next one I want you to do is EX3-10, and that's where we'll kind of stop there. Actually, I'll probably have one more we'll do. And that is on the next page, on page 135. All right, let me read through the question here real quick for us. So at the end of the year, current year, $84,450 of fees have been earned, but have not been billed to the clients. So we're going to journalize that. Since we've earned it, what are we going to do? What accounts do we need to affect here? Anybody have any ideas?
Accounts receivable, return.
Yeah, so we have accounts receivable. And then what's the other one? We have the
Fees earned.
Fees earned? Okay. So fees earned. it was 84.50. So what we're doing here is, that money is going to be owed to us because we've done the work, we just haven't billed it for it. And then in here, we're recognizing that revenues. Now, the second part of that question asks us, if the cash basis rather than the accrual basis had been used, would the adjusting entry have been necessary? No, because we don't need to worry about that. It's only when cash comes in. So we don't even worry about that at all. So this is only in the accrued basis of accounting that we do this. So questions on either of those two problems? All right, lastly, let's do the bigger one in it. So we're going to do PR 3-1A. And when you look at this chapter, we've done most of the problems actually in this chapter, if I remember correctly, or maybe it's the next chapter. We'll do quite a few of both of them, so you should have a pretty good idea by the time you get into it. So read through that. Obviously, we have to make 5 transactions there. That's on page 138. I'll walk through the first one with you, then I'll let you kind of continue moving on. So basically it says we have supplies, and we've used a certain amount. So the supplies account balance as of July 31st is $6,880. The supplies on hand on July 31st are $2,200. So what we're going to do is expense out some of those things. So we need to reduce my supplies by that amount because my account shows one thing, but what I have on hand shows another. So I need to take the difference there of just 6880 minus the 2200. That should give me 6680.
It's 40.
Oh, yeah, where'd I get that? Thank you. Yeah. Yes, you guys pay attention. Yeah. So 4680. For some reason I thought that was an 8, I think. The first one.
I looked
6,
twice.
8, it's all the same. So 4680. So what we've done now is we're expensing out this. So I had to reduce my supplies. I had to take away 4680 from it by crediting that. So now I've reduced my supplies by that much. Now it brings it to that number there in that account. And then I increase my supplies expense from, if we had 0, to that. Questions on that first part? I'll let you guys look at the, I'll give you a few moments to work on that one. Okay, I'm working on on part B of that question. So we got $9,200 paying in for 4 months. So what we'll do is take, after 1 month, some of that comes to us. Now we've earned it. So basically to figure that out, 9,200 divided by 4, which is 2,300. So we have $2,300. We are going to move from unearned rent, we're taking that, increasing that account, and moving that into rent revenue. So that account now should show about 7,900, no, 6,900, excuse me. But my math was great tonight. So $6,900 in that unearned revenue account, rent account. And then my rent revenue has gone up by that. And it will continue to go down each month until we end up with 0. So that's a sleep
Maybe we should leave early, so you can get done.
I know, so they're gonna be back in the morning early.
Maybe
Well, you
by
guys
tomorrow
know all
take
that,
a
you guys
test
work
drive
all
home.
day. You know, you guys are just as bad as me, worse.
Yes, we don't have our doctorates yet.
Is that? Oh. No, but,
You're probably still
I mean,
Catching
you're
your
working
breath.
all day too. Okay, so wages accrued but not paid at July 31st are 1850. You guys ready to go over this one? So this one's saying the basic, we have wages, it goes back to that one we were talking about. I'm gonna erase this one up here, okay? Questions on that one? That was pretty simple. So we have, the next one says we have fees earned but not, but are unbilled. So we talked about this on one of the other problems we just did, and that was the accounts receivable. We took our RUC. And then what do we have next? What is it going to? Fees earned, good. Fees earned, you know how much that was? 11,000 something.
11,700.
700, okay. 11,700. All right. All right, lastly, no depreciation. So the question says, or the problem is, depreciation of office equipment for $3,500. So we have depreciation expense, I'm just gonna call it DEP expense, shorten it up a little bit, and then accumulated DEP expense. I forgot the number already, 3,500. So questions on how we got those?
How did it went to a contract, huh? No?
Yeah, it would be whatever that is, so what was it?
Okay.
Office equipment, yeah. I just call it that, office equipment,
Okay.
yeah, you're right. All right, so So questions on this chapter 3? This is basically chapter 3. Pretty good? So far so good?